This is Tom Rudebusch with Hardrocker highlights from in front of the Christensen Hall of Fame here on a beautiful day. We're with Tanner Friesen, a junior on the Hardrocker basketball team out of Bismarck, North Dakota. And Tanner's had a great season. And first of all, Tanner, tell us about your trip to the School of Mines. How did that evolve? How were you recruited, and what made you choose the School of Mines?
Well, growing up in North Dakota, I hadn't really heard of School of Mines. Was at the the college fair senior year. Tex Claymore talked to me and just kind of told me about the School of Mines. I knew I wanted to do engineering, and I've been recruited by a couple schools locally that we play against, you know, Jamestown, Minot, and engineering wasn't an option. And so I decided I was going to go to school to do what I wanted to do, and that wasn't an option. All of a sudden I talked to Coach Henry down here and found out that I have to do engineering and I can play basketball. So it's a perfect fit for me, and jumped on the opportunity. I had a couple recruiting trips lined up, came down here first and didn't go on a single one after that. Signed the next week and came right down.
Rest is history.
Hopefully.
When you were little growing up, was basketball always your most loved sport, or did you?
No, basketball is actually my worst sport growing up. My dad was a soccer coach. I guess the first week I was born, my mom took me to one of his soccer games, and so growing up, soccer was kind of my favorite sport. Played baseball through high school, and about my sophomore, junior year, started picking up on basketball. And my freshman year, I was the shortest kid on the basketball team, about 5'4", 100 pounds, little point guard running around. And so once I started growing, I kind of grew into the sport. And so it was about my sophomore, junior year where I kind of turned my focus to basketball.
Wow. You know, you faced a real tough obstacle once you got here to the School of Mines, and you suffered an injury that probably very few people know about, but it certainly was a setback. You've certainly overcome it tremendously, but talk a little bit about exactly what happened.
Yeah, my sophomore year during preseason is the last scrimmage before the season started, and just landed wrong. I had a stress fracture in my back that had been bugging me. I didn't know it was a fracture. Landed wrong and split it in half pretty much, and was in a body brace or about here to here for 9 months. They gave me less than 50% chance of playing again, and so I decided to take that chance. I laid off of it, didn't do anything, had to go through a bunch of rehab stuff, and sure enough, 9 months later, after working with Dr. Watt over at the spine center, I was back working out again. So it's very, very blessed, and I think about that every practice. I still got. They gave me a little gift. They gave me this. Just a dumb little box of chocolates, but I still have that in my locker. I look at it before every game and just realize not to take it for granted, because I shouldn't be out here right now.
That's an amazing story, Tanner. And what were your feelings? Can you share with us during that time that you were down and obviously this future was uncertain? What kind of thoughts went through your mind?
Well, right away I was scared. I came down here to play basketball. I loved playing basketball, and redshirted my freshman year, sophomore year was ready to play, and all of a sudden that happened and I wasn't playing. So right away I was kind of scared, but I knew there was a chance of me coming back, and I wanted to come back, and so I kind of turned into a cheerleader for a year and started rooting the guys on as best as I could and being there for them and just kind of staying with the team, and in turn they ended up doing the same thing back to me and helped me get through it.
And your performance has been outstanding since you've come back. You're having a superb year this year. As you look back on it now, and some of those types of experiences we go through, they're called valley experiences, are really when you learn the most, isn't it?
Yeah, you just learn not to take anything for granted. I mean, it's right there. You don't think about it every day. Sometimes you complain about going to basketball practice and stuff like that, and all of a sudden it gets taken away from you, and you kind of sit back and think, I'm lucky. There's not a ton of kids playing college basketball. If I look at all the kids from North Dakota, there's not even a dozen kids from my class. And sure enough, here I am, and I just really got to enjoy it and cherish the chance to play.
How fun has this season been for you and your teammates so far?
It's been a blast. This is the most team-oriented team I've ever been on, and I was on some good ones in high school. I went to 3 state tournaments and played with some good teams, but just the camaraderie we have. We could care less who scores. We could care less who gets the rebound as long as we get a win. So the guys are so unselfish, and I'm fortunate to play with those kind of guys. A lot of kids don't get that. They play with the kids who are shooting 20 shots a game, and they need to shoot 20 shots a game. And like I said, we could care less. We just want to finish out with a win. So this is definitely the best group of guys I've ever played with, and I'll never forget the season, no doubt about it.
You know, Tanner, as you look back at everything you've experienced, and some young athlete may be watching this or considering the School of Mines, or just thinking about their athletic careers, any advice you could share with somebody about your perspective on life and what you've gone through, and any inspiration that you can give them?
Just keep playing. Just keep playing. Like, I was a late bloomer coming up. I was smallest kid on the team my freshman year, like I said, and I just kept playing and just love sports, and you know, you get a chance to play, so just go for it and have fun and make the most out of it.
Quite a story. Tanner Friesen of the Hardrockers in his junior year out of Bismarck, North Dakota, joining us here on Hardrocker Highlights. This is Tom Rudebusch from the Christensen Hall of Fame.